In 2012, 50% of the families served by Fox Cities Habitat will benefit from the availability of translators.
It's like in the whole community has been growing in the Hispanic as well, the mom. And so Habitat working with the Hispanic families has been fabulous, allowing them to be involved in the process. So
the process is more difficult because there is just so much information that is being taught, and if this information is not understood, the families may not complete all the requirements needed.
Again, with a translator, I think it's going to be more expansive for the community to be involved with the Latinos and Latinas being involved with Habitat for Humanity, which they've heard about, but just maybe haven't known how to get involved with.
Dozens of hours of homeowner education are required to ensure that our partner families are ready to take on the challenges of owning their own home. Often families have relied on children to help translate, with limited success.
Sometimes children may not be able to translate all the information correctly, and a lot of the times they may not know how to elaborate on what is being taught, or they may not even have been in the situation. For example, kids are not going to understand mortgages.
The kids usually are good enough to get the idea across, but of course sometimes they'll minimalize or they'll just kind of leave things out, so it's just kind of a very small fragment of what is actually being said.
The importance of involvement in the education and build process is particularly acute for mothers and their children.
The most interesting part is to see the women involved. The women and the daughters getting involved, grabbing a hammer, pulling out nails, breaking drywall. It's something that I've never really seen Hispanic women getting involved in. So to see them with a smile on their face, with the hammer in their hand, actually doing his job and his kind of work, it's neat to see that. So the whole process, I think, is new for them and exciting that they're involved in it as well, with the husband, with the son.
Habitat's program of homeowner education fosters self-sufficiency, financial independence, fluency, and stability. Rarely are these sorts of educational opportunities available to families, particularly for single mothers.
A lot of the information that's being taught, maybe they've never even learned any of these things in school. Maybe they never had any education. So all this information is so useful to them. Also, very excited because they are going to be a part of the Habitat family, and knowing that they're going to have a great start into their life with all this useful information that's been given to them.
Well, it allows the family, actually the entire family, to understand and participate in the process, which is the best. Again, not just the father, not just the kids, but also the mom. So it allows everybody to be involved in the process and to understand what is expected of them.
We can better prepare families for home ownership and make the required educational courses more meaningful to our non-English speaking families, but we need access to increased translation services to meet the growing need.
It's just been neat to see Habitat actually get involved with Hispanic families and also bring in an interpreter to kind of help with the transition and let them feel more comfortable in the process.
Well, it helps them understand more because it allows them to voice their opinions, and it helps them to ask the right questions if they don't understand something. If they understand the concepts, educations, and training clearly, they will be able to retain all this information, and it will help them succeed.
By partnering with Habitat for Humanity, families can regain a sense of hope for the future and build so much more than a new home.
Just this whole experience of being a translator and going to all these classes to translate, I myself speak English pretty fluently, and I feel like there's just so much great information that's being taught. Sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know about this. So I'm thinking like, these families that don't speak English fluently, they must be wowed by this, because you're like, wow, all this information is here for me to absorb. This is going to help me succeed in my life. And just, having that comfort and knowing that someone out there cares for them enough to educate them so that they don't fail.